to flip out. Saturday night was time to crown some cinch shootout champions. For St. Angelo Live, I'm Manny Diaz. Let's get the party started with barrel racing. Jordan Briggs, the defending world champion. This time next year, she'll be able to say defending St. Angelo cinch shootout champ, as her and Rolo clocked a 14.19 time to take home the title. $3,000 in cash. Speaking of world champions, how about these cats here? Caleb Driggers and Junior Noguera, the defending team roping world champs. With 3 world titles between the two, they showed us how it was done, stopping the clock at 4.3 seconds to take the Angelo cinch shootout championship at $7,500 each. As for the Bulldoggers, check out the rage engaging Tyler Wagispack doing work for a 3.7 second time. The 3-time world champ bested Tristan Martin by half a second to win the title and a check for a cool $7,500. In bull riding, talk about LIVIN living. In the long round, the top 10 cowboy in the world, Ernie Corson Jr. climbed aboard the Pete Car Bull Marlboro Man and went to work for an 86.5-point score, but it was a celebration after the ride that stunned the crowd. How about the backflip and the landing? More from the long round, Josh Frost was given a re-ride due to his bull Black Bart slipping to the ground. But it wasn't long after his first ride that he got on the back of the Pete Car Bull Hammerhead, notching a 75-point score while snagging the final spot in the short round. Thanks to the re-ride, Frost was given new life because in the short go, he was the only cowboy to go the distance, but just barely. Frost managed to hold on to the side of Pete Carr's Curly Bill long enough for an 87.5-point ride to outlast Ernie Corson Jr. and Extreme Bulls champion Kai Hamilton. Following the ride, I had a chance to chat with Josh about hanging on, which was definitely worth it for a nice $7,500, and of course, what it means to carry on the Frost family legacy. It's bull riding presented by First Financial Bank. Well, he took the extremely hard way of winning a cinch shootout championship. Had to ride 3 bulls to win it all. This is bull riding presented by First Financial Bank, joined by Mr. Josh Frost. 87.5 points on the bull Curly Bill in the short go, the final round. Then it was 70, but prior to that, 75 points on the Pete Car Bull Hammerhead. Josh, tell me about what this did for you tonight. Imagine what your body went through just to get on 3 bulls.
You know, it was a little unpredictable when you get a re-ride. I was super excited about that first bull. I knew him really good, and he just came out and fell down right out of the gate, and that's an automatic re-ride option. And I actually tried to ride him because he still ended up being pretty good, and they gave me the re-ride, and I honestly didn't know a lot about that re-ride bull, and he was quite the handful. He went out several and wasn't worth a lot of points, but it was dang sure a lot of work on my part. But came back to the short round shootout sitting third, and I was pretty excited when I seen I had Curly Bill. I actually won this event on him last year, and so it was couldn't have handpicked a better one for me. And it was maybe a little Western. I didn't ride him quite as pretty as I would have liked to, but worked out for 87.5 in first place. So
yeah, speaking of that, I mean, you got sideways on the guy. You know, usually when you're getting sideways with somebody, I mean, you're getting in a fight there. It was a fight with Curly Bill. Tell me about that, how you were able to hold on for that amount of time doing it in that fashion.
You know, I knew the whistle was coming. You know, we kind of got an internal clock, but I knew he'd open up there towards the end, and so I was focusing on trying to stay more on the outside, but man, he pulled me down on the inside, and from there it was just put out 110% every time I nodded my head. And you know, if I didn't make it, I would have left there knowing I tried my hardest, but we got the 8 seconds, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for for every other sport, in basketball it's Jordan, in football it's Brady. In this sport, the last name Frost, it says a lot to the late great Lane Frost, the legend that was your second cousin to him. This is all in your blood. How much does that mean to kind of continue that on, to continue this legacy, continue the Frost name into winning championships like this?
Oh, it's amazing. You know, the Frost family legacy is huge. You know, Lane was a world champion. Lane's dad was at the first NFR. My dad rode bulls professionally. Shane Frost, my older brother Joe's been to the NFR 5 times. You know, it runs deep in the blood. And, you know, from the time I remember having a thought in my head, I wanted to be a bull rider. It's pretty cool to be here, living my dream.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Well, you're pretty cool tonight on Curly Bill and Hammerhead. In fact, he was on 3 bulls tonight, as we said to start this segment there. So congratulations, Josh. We wish you nothing but the best of luck. Their 2022 cinch shootout champion of bull riding, Mr. Lane
Josh Frost. I want to say Lane here. 87.5 on Curly Bill. He's Josh Frost. I'm Manny Diaz. This is Bull Riding presented by First Financial Bank. For Angelo Live, we'll see you next year.